Well, hello everybody and happy long weekend. It is Memorial Day weekend. So I just want to take a moment to acknowledge all of our veterans that we have lost and who have sacrificed so much for all of us here in the United States of America, especially the ones near and dear to my heart, my uncle and my father-in-law, and a very close family friend who we just lost this week. And I just want to say to all of those veterans and all of the families of all of those veterans, thank you so much for your service. We wouldn't be here in this amazing nation of ours without all of you. So just make sure that you're all taking a moment this weekend to be remembering everyone who has served to make this weekend possible. So let's kick off our summer, the beginning of summer, with a video. So if you are thinking about a GLP-1 or you have recently begun taking a GLP-1, this video is for you. These are some things that I wish I knew before I began. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So hello, my name is Cheryl. If you are new here, I would really appreciate it if you would go and hit that subscribe button below. We are 55 subscribers away from hitting our May goal, and it would just totally make my weekend if we were able to get there this weekend. So if you are new or if you've been hanging around and you're not yet subscribed, please go hit that subscribe button. Like this video if it's helpful at all. Comment down below. You guys know I love to see your comments, and I try to get back to you as quickly as I can. And if you think that this video could be helpful to anyone else, please go ahead and share this video as well. So yeah, let's jump into it. So I am currently taking a GLP-1. This is day 89. So I am 3 months in. I know some stuff now, right? I don't know everything. I don't pretend I know everything. I am not a doctor. Make sure you talk to your doctors first. But I have now been on a GLP-1 for 3 months. What is a GLP-1, you might ask? Let me tell you. So a GLP-1 medication is medication that is being used for obesity and type 2 diabetes. So the current GLP-1s that are out there, the more popular GLP-1s that are out there are Tirzepatide and semaglutide. So Tirzepatide is Zepbound and Mounjaro. So I am currently taking Zepbound, which is Tirzepatide, in 5 milligram pens. And for anybody who doesn't know, super fast, this is what an auto injector pen looks like. And semaglutide is your Ozempic and Wegovy. Well, Wegovy is FDA approved for weight loss. Ozempic is FDA approved for type 2 diabetes. And then there's Trulicity, there's Saxenda, and I think another one. I don't know as much about those. I know that they're all in the same category, and I do also know that there are more medications that are being studied and created right now. So I am currently taking Zepbound, same thing as Mounjaro, Tirzepatide. That's what I'm doing. So that's what, and I know the semaglutide is really in the same category, and a lot of the same side effects and things all pertain to that. So if you're taking Ozempic, Wegovy, semaglutide, Tirzepatide, Zepbound, Mounjaro, any of those things, this would apply. So the first thing I would say when you're starting one of these medications, don't go shopping. Don't run out to the store and buy a bunch of diet food, okay? And I'm gonna show you what I mean. So if you've been here from the beginning, you would have seen some of my beginning videos where I did that. And if you haven't seen those videos, please go check out my playlist and look at some of those videos, because I do have videos for the last 3 months from the very beginning. I bought all the things, and I'm not eating all the things, guys. So this is my spare room closet where I've got protein bars. So we've got caramel chocolate peanut nougat. We've got caramel double chocolate crunch. We've got my favorite white chocolate macadamia nut. We've got chocolate chip granola. So these are all hanging out in my closet because I maybe eat 2 a week, sometimes 3. And I've bought extra, and I buy things when I go to the stores, you know, so I have more. And then come into the kitchen, and so it's been 3 months. I bought these, and I mean, I guess that's not bad, right? But I definitely didn't eat them, and everybody else in the house has been eating them as well. I ate a little of it, and I was putting them in small bags. I think I made like 6 bags in the beginning. I have 1 in my work bag. I still have 1 or 2 in here. I'm not, you know, so I still haven't eaten them. I bought the pistachios, and I also portioned those out. Pistachios are still here, 3 months. I bought a whole box of these so that I would have snacks. I've eaten 1 box. I bought a whole box of these. They're disgusting. Not a fan. So those are still around. I have more extra bars in here. I did finally last night finish the Quest chocolate cookies. And I kind of forced myself to do it. I still needed some protein last night. So I did crush up one of those, and I ate it with some sugar-free Cool Whip because I wanted 5 more grams of protein. Because I hadn't had a lot of calories, and I was still down in my protein. So I'm just checking. I have closets everywhere. Oh, I bought the white chocolate sugar-free Jell-O as well as the cheesecake sugar-free Jell-O. I didn't use those. I did buy this, and I will use these, but I bought a case off of Amazon. This is the coconut curry sauce that I use. It is phenomenal. The chicken is so good. And this has 70 calories for 1/4 cup, 5 grams of sugar, 1 gram of protein. But those are the macros. This is really, really, really delicious. And it's 7 ounces. So it's not even 1/4 cup. So I think this is 3.5 servings. So I don't know. I thought that was really good. I do use this occasionally. I did buy this. And I will put this a little bit, like I'll mix this into the Cool Whip sometimes so that I get some protein. There's 6 grams of protein in here, but that's 2 tablespoons. I don't use 2 tablespoons of it. Nothing else that I bought specifically. I did buy, let's see. So in here, I've got a case of protein shakes, vanilla, a case of protein shakes from Fairlife. These have been around for a while. I don't really use them. I have another case of my water down here, and I've got about 12 or so bottles of this in the closet, as well as, yeah, are you guys adding it up with me? The protein powder, I could take it or leave it. I'm like basically living in apples right now. So really, guys, just what I'm saying is don't go crazy. Don't do what I did. I went and bought all the things. I bought the containers for my fruit. So I've got 1, 2, and a smaller one. I have more protein in here. I have medication in here. I just feel like my house has been like taken over with all the stuff. I would suggest buying these because these have no calories. These have no fat. These are a wonderful treat. I love those. Would buy. So what I'm saying is don't go rush into the store and buying a million things to begin the medication and go on a diet. Don't do that. And the reason that you don't want to do that is because another thing that nobody tells you, or I didn't know, is I'm not hungry. I didn't know all the things to know about, sorry, I just put you guys down, so I'm just trying to adjust it. I didn't know all the things, about the medication. If you see my videos from the beginning, you know that I jumped into it because if I didn't do it right then and there, I probably wouldn't have done it. So, you're not hungry, especially when you first start. At least that was my experience. The first week specifically. So I got the medication. I started the medication that weekend. I went to the store. I have a whole video and I bought all the things. A lot of those things are still in my cabinets, in my cupboards, in my pantries, because, I just wasn't hungry. So, you're trying to force yourself to eat because you have to eat, but it's very hard, especially in the beginning. So I wouldn't run out and do these things, okay? My personal opinion. Give yourself some time to get into a rhythm and figure some things out, okay? Because the other thing is, you're not going to be hungry, but you will be exhausted. And no one quite tells you how prepared you need to be for the exhaustion, which in my opinion is one of the true side effects to the medication. And I'll explain what I mean by that in a minute. So you will be tired. You're not going to be hungry and you're going to be tired, especially the first week or two. So don't go buy all the food because you're probably not going to eat it. What you will be eating is smaller portions of your food. And my recommendation is to just eat smaller portions of the food you've been eating already. That is what I try to do. And I am down 27 pounds, official 27 today. So 27 pounds down, and I have tried extremely hard not to change our daily life. So I'm not always making special meals and, stuff like that. I'll make the same meal for my son and I'll add vegetables to mine as well. He doesn't eat that. So I find it really important, and something that has really worked for me is not changing and going on a diet, right? So don't go shopping. You won't be hungry. You will be tired. Next thing, as you begin to lose weight, you may not see it, but ladies, the boobs are the first to go. And anybody who tells you differently, I will strongly disagree. Be prepared for that in some way, shape, or form, and start figuring out what you're going to do in that regard. Because it's probably the first purchase that you will need to make at some point. So another thing that no one really told me, and when I say no one, I mean my doctors. My doctor wasn't really super knowledgeable. I began the Zepbound not too long after it was FDA approved, and my doctor didn't know much about it. And I'm kind of a lone wolf, and I didn't want to do the whole weight loss clinic thing and, the weekly meet with these people and all of that. So my doctor never told me that certain foods will bother you, and there's certain foods to stay away from. And if you don't, you will pay the price. And I have learned that myself. And I'm almost certain you will have to learn yourself too, because, we don't listen. But certain foods are definitely no-nos. So the fried foods are very hard on the stomach. So this medication, what it's going to do is it's going to hold the digestion in your stomach. And it's going to keep it there longer to keep you feeling fuller longer. But by this food sitting there, it's it's just sitting there kind of like permeating in your gut. And fried foods are like, they're horrid. I had calamari on Mother's Day, and it was probably the most miserable. I was sick for 2 days. And there was multiple reasons why, and that will be my next point. But fried foods are definitely a no-no. I have a few French fries here and there, but I don't have an order of French fries. I will have a few French fries, a few tater tots, which tater tots I bake or air fry anyway, as I'm sure you do. French fries, I try to do the same. If we're having fries for dinner or something like that, I'll try to put them in the air fryer as well. I have made chicken fritters. I talked about those in the past, and I do fry those, and I've been okay with them. I don't know if it's because it's mostly protein. The calamari could have been due to my next point that no one really prepared you for is alcohol is not your friend. And trust me on this one. I have had alcohol on 3 separate occasions, and each time I have been sick. And when I say alcohol, I'm talking 1 drink at dinner on 3 separate occasions. And each time I was just miserable. The gross, bloated, stuffed, horrific feeling was just unbearable. It was really, really miserable. And I was popping these bad boys like it was my job, and it took several hours to start to feel better. And one thing that you really need to be careful of is if you do some of these things and you eat some of the wrong food and the food is going to bother your stomach, you really, really, really don't want to go to bed. That might be the safest, quickest thing. Just be like, I'll sleep it off, I'll go to bed, I'll feel better. If you lay down, that food is still sitting there in your stomach because it's not broken down yet, and you're gonna feel worse. And that's when the heartburn and indigestion and everything will happen. So you wanna stay upright. And I am telling you this from speaking to my best friend is a nurse, and we were having a conversation about this 2 days ago. And she's been on these medications, and she's now on another medication, and she's talked to doctors and clinicians and all the people, and she goes to a clinic. And that's number one that they're telling her is if you're having these foods that are going to upset your gastric system, you need to stay upright for at least 2 hours. So if you get yourself into a situation where you've had something that doesn't quite agree with you, just be careful and try to stay upright for as long as possible. Another food that I know, and someone commented recently about this and was like, oh my God, I didn't know that. Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, any of those like really rough vegetables can be difficult. Brussels sprouts can really do a number on my stomach normally. I love Brussels sprouts prepared the right way. And if I have them a couple of days in a row, I will get severe cramps in my stomach, like really, really bad cramping. And cramping from food like that with this medication, it's just not a good combination. So yeah, no one told me that you will pay. And one thing I didn't realize is that most of the side effects that are discussed about these medications are side effects that are actually happening from eating food that doesn't agree with you or doing things that is not agreeing with your system on this medication. The side effects are not specifically coming from the medication, except I do feel like the exhaustion. I do feel like that might be a side effect from the medication. I don't know, I can't confirm, but that's my feeling, is I feel like that's more of a side effect. It could just be your body, in shock from all the things that we're doing to it. I'm not really sure, I'm not a doctor, but I feel like it's more of a side effect of the medication than, say, all of the GI problems. The GI problems are not side effects of the medication, they're side effects of the food that you're eating or that I'm eating while on the medication. Does that make sense? So yeah, no one told me, I didn't know not to go shopping right away. I wouldn't be hungry. The exhaustion is real. the boobs are the first to go. If you eat X, Y, or Z, you will pay for it. Alcohol is not your friend. And then just to piggyback on what I was just saying about staying upright, my suggestion is to not eat after 8 o'clock, maybe even 7:30. You know, I've said this multiple times. And I have had some people say, well, I work these hours or these hours. So, you know, you got to figure it out. Don't eat within 2 hours of going to bed. Make sure that your food is settled down. That would be my suggestion, okay? Another thing that I really didn't know or believe is that there is such a thing as too few calories. There was a period of time where, so I was eating about 1,000 to 1,050 calories in the beginning and for a time. And I had a stall, and people were saying, you're not eating enough. You have to eat more calories. And when I upped that calorie intake to 12 to 1,300, I did start losing again. So, you know, you really have to be tracking those calories. So to that, I say, no one told me how important it would be to find my calorie deficit and track my food. Okay, so find your calorie deficit. See how many calories you should be eating a day, right? So talk to your doctor, talk to a nutritionist, go to the TDEE.com website, use an app, figure out your calories, because obviously you have to have a deficit in order to be losing weight. So find your calorie deficit, see what your calorie consumption should be, and then track your food. I use MyNet Diary. It's an app on my phone, and it helps me track what I'm eating. It has a scanner so that I can track everything. Tracking your food is important. As you go on, you will learn your portion sizes, and portions will just automatically be smaller. But it really is important to be tracking that food, because you might still be eating way over your calories and not realizing it, or eating way under, and that's not great either. So get your calories and get yourself a tracker to keep track. Another thing I wish I knew, and I know that like you watch these videos and it tells you, you know, there's constipation and, you know, you have to be careful with the GI, and the constipation, again, it's not a side effect necessarily of the medication. It's because the medication is causing the slower digestion, and then that's causing backup within the system. So I wish I had this from day one. These Benefiber prebiotic supplements have been a lifesaver. I have 2 of these 2 to 3 times a day, and this has kept me on track. I stopped it at one point when I was going up to dosage to 5 milligrams. Big mistake. So definitely have something in place. That would kind of be my only like get ready before you begin kind of advice. Another thing I really had no idea was just how hard it is to get the protein in. I've seen a lot of videos say 100 to 150 milligrams of protein a day. Guys, if I'm getting 80 to 85, that's huge, and I'm happy with it. I had no idea how hard it would be to get in so much protein. Another thing that I really didn't know or wouldn't probably want to accept, because I did, I think, know it, is that slower is better. And I think most of us know this. It's just you begin a medication and you're just hoping for like quick instant results, and that's just not the case. Slower is better. So you want to be losing weight slowly in order to be able to keep it off. So slow and steady, you guys know the rest. I wish I knew that the meds didn't cause side effects, because I think that is deterring a lot of people. I was one of them. from taking the medication. And anybody knows, if you watch television at night, 2 out of 4 or 5 commercials or ads are going to be some type of medication. And the laundry list of side effects is just mind-boggling. And that's the same with the GLP1. The medication does not cause side effects. What you are putting into your body is what's causing the actual side effects. So I just, kind of wish that I had known that beforehand. Another thing that nobody has ever really talked about before, and I knew nothing about, and I know a lot about it now, is food noise. So something that I wish I knew was that food noise was a thing. I wish someone had talked to me about it, or, I just wish it was something I knew. After 3 days on the medication, you will understand what food noise is. Clearly, it's some type of a mental or psychological imbalance or something. And maybe not everybody has it, but I'm thinking if you're on one of these medications, then you probably do. And once it stops, it's mind-boggling. I had absolutely no idea at all. So my top 15 things I wish I knew before starting. Don't go shopping and buy all the things. You won't be hungry. Exhaustion is real. They go first. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, ladies. If you eat XYZ, you will pay for it. Number 6, alcohol is not your friend. I'm sorry. I've even seen comments on my own channel and in some support groups from self-proclaimed alcoholics who are saying that they no longer drink alcohol on this medication. So I'm hoping that in the future this medication will be looked at to help treat different addictions, because obviously food addiction is real. We know that now, right? And that's helping people. So I hope that this helps people with alcohol abuse, substance abuse, and anything else, because clearly this is helping a lot of people with a lot of different things. Number 7, do not eat after 8 p.m. Put in your own time there, but I'd say at least 2 hours before going to sleep. Number 8, there is such a thing as too few calories. Number 9, find a calorie deficit. Find your calorie deficit, find your calorie intake. Number 10, track your food. Number 11, Benefiber, or something that works for you. Number 12, how hard protein is to get in on a daily basis. Number 13, slow is better, peeps. Number 14, medication does not cause side effects. And number 15, you will learn about food noise. You will figure out what food noise is. So my bonus to you all, relax. It will be okay. Don't run and do all the things. Don't try to make this, I'm going to change my entire life. Don't go on a diet and change all of your food and take a million supplements and add in an hour workout every day, because that's not realistic, right? We need to be realistic in what we're doing. So if you make small changes, start off with just taking the medication and something for your constipation, probably from day one. Kind of start there. See that your portion sizes are going to get smaller and start there. I have been able to eat a lot of the same things that I eat. I mean, if you're a constant soda drinker, or if you're, a constant sweets eater, obviously those are changes that you're going to have to make. But that doesn't mean that you have to stop it completely. You can find other things, to put in that place, or have smaller amounts of it. You guys know I had ice cream for dinner one day last week. I had a cupcake another day. Today was not a great day at work. The lunch lady in the cafeteria gave me a cookie. I ate the cookie. Okay, so what? Like, life has to go on, right? So don't put all of that pressure on yourself. Relax. It will be okay. Small changes, because these need to be sustainable changes for a lifetime. We don't know if insurance will keep us on these medications, how long insurance will keep us on these medications. People who are paying out of pocket, I can't fathom paying out of pocket for life $500 or $1,300 every month for the rest of your life. So these are things that are going to be very difficult to do long term. Right now, we don't know what the, what the long-term outcome is going to be. And we're all still fighting, the shortage situation. And that's another thing that I didn't mention. So another bonus is if you are thinking about beginning a medication, just beginning a medication, or have just started a medication, you need to be aware that right after I started this medication, the FDA put a shortage on these medications, and they are extremely difficult to find. Is it impossible? No, but it takes a lot of work and a lot of time and dedication to find them, or patience, one or the other. So also please know that. And I wish I had known that and was able to prepare a little bit more for that in the beginning. But just give yourselves a break. So those are my 15 plus things that I wish I knew and I want to share with you. So maybe it will make the start to your adventure just a little bit easier. Again, I thank you all so much for being here. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you all. We are 53 away from our goal, and we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days to do it. So I ask you again, if you are not yet subscribed, please go and hit that button. The sooner we get there, the less I will have to talk about it. So I think that's going to do it for me for the rest of the weekend, guys. We have nice Memorial Day plans, cookout, birthday party, parade on Monday. And I hope that you all are also have a fantastic and wonderful weekend. Thank you all to all of our veterans out there, and our thoughts and prayers are with everyone who has lost someone as a result of their service. Thank you all. We will see you guys real soon. Take care.